Hello everybody, what's up? How's it going? Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to go through my little Sephora haul. I went makeup shopping yesterday for the first time in like 7 months, so that was exciting. And I got a few things that are kind of just staple pieces for me in my makeup, so I will go through that, and then I'm going to go through my current 2017 favorites, my Holy Grail products. So let's get started. We'll start first with the face makeup that I got. I've always used Bare Minerals. I've always been a huge fan of theirs ever since I was young, really young, in middle school. So for me, it's just kind of my go-to. I can use it daily. It's very buildable, so I can use it when I want to have a very natural face, and then I can also bump it up and have a more dramatic look like today. So first I start with their Complexion Rescue. It's a tinted moisturizer. So I got my face matched, and usually I go with medium beige type colors, and I am actually, right now my skin is on the lightest end of the spectrum, just about the lightest products that you can get. So I am super pale right now, and I finally just decided, you know what, I just am going to accept it and just wear makeup that completely matches my skin color. And I've never really done that before because I've always gone a little bit darker, and you couldn't tell, but now that I've tried this out, I've realized how much better it really looks. So I would highly recommend getting matched and going with a color that may be lighter than you're comfortable with, because you can always deepen some areas with bronzer, and it actually just looks so much more natural and beautiful. So anyways, this is in the color Vanilla, so it's 02. 01 is the lightest color. So this is Vanilla. The bottle looks like this. This is about, I want to say, around $25. Yeah, probably around $25. So it's a gel hydrating cream, and it also has sunscreen in its broad spectrum SPF 30. So I'm a big fan of this, and paired with the original foundation, which is the powder, it's so beautiful. So I use this, and I apply it by just putting it on the back of my hand. Take that, put dots all over my face, and then blend it in with my beauty blender. So that's step one. Step two, I got this. So this is the deluxe version of the original foundation, which is the powder. And I got this in a collector's edition. So this is in the color light. It's almost all the way on the lightest color of the scale, but again, it's like the second one. It's not the totally lightest, like brick white color. It's got a little bit more depth to it, but this is in the color light, and it's more than double the size of the original can, but it was only $43. So you get the original can for about $29. However, this was only $43. So I'm paying, an extra $13 to get double the product. So it's usually $66 value, which totally makes sense. Sometimes I feel like that number's a little bit exaggerated, but in this case, it's actually true to size. And it's just because it comes in this little cute thing that says Be Original. It's a big container. I'll take it out and show you guys. Like, it is huge. You know what I mean? Like, I've never had a Bare Minerals container that's this big. So there's the original version and the matte version, and I think now that the dewy skin look is really in, I'm a huge fan of the original because it has some luminosity to it, whereas the matte truly is just a totally matte full face. So if you have really oily skin, I think the matte is for you, but if you have combination or normal skin, I would highly recommend the original because it gives you a little bit more dimension in your face. It's not one matte canvas. So I'm a really big fan of Bare Minerals. Some people say that it's really heavy, but I think it feels the best out of anything that I've tried. Their tinted moisturizer is very sheer, but enough coverage to where, for me, if something's too sheer, it's like, why am I even wearing it? I'd rather not wear makeup. So it's just enough where it's worth your while, but it doesn't look like you're going too crazy on the cake face, as people would say. So I also replaced my beauty blender. As much as you clean them, I just feel I feel like they need to be replaced. 1, 2, they need to be cleaned every few days or so, because these harbor bacteria and even mildew because they're always wet. So when you dry these, make sure that you put it this way so that every aspect of the Beauty Blender is getting air to it, and then it won't harbor bacteria. It'll be able to dry fully. So I used this today, so it's already ugly, but the color originally was really pretty. But got a new Beauty Blender. Next time I go in, I'm going to get some soap that's specifically made for these. It's very important to keep that clean, otherwise you will break out. Okay, the next thing that I got was concealer. This is the Sephora Bright Future, and that's the color. So it's the lightest color. It's super white and it's super brightening. So I just use that here under my eyes, on my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit here. And it's really brightening. You only have to use a little bit. I'm a really big fan of this because it's like half the price of other concealers. Like NARS is really popular. And it has kind of the same consistency as that, but it's $14. So I'm a big fan of this, and I think that I'll have this for a long time because there's plenty of product in here and you only use a little bit. So I'll let you guys know more. My whole face right now is everything that I got. So I like everything a lot. I'm really happy with these purchases. So I'll let you guys know further on if I end up disliking something, but I think that I made some very wise choices. So the next thing that I got is this Hoola Benefit. It comes with a skinny little brush like this, and this is a contour shade. So I needed something that was much more cool because what I've been using has a warm tone to it, and so it looks a little bit orange on my really, really pale face. So this is the color. You can't fully see it because it's enclosed, but it's a lighter brown, and it looks a lot more natural, and it doesn't have much warmth to it, so it doesn't look orange, which I'm a huge fan of. So I needed something like that, kind of like cocoa colored. And it's very, very pretty. And everyone that I know that has used this is a huge fan of it. So I decided to try it. I was going to get the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, the powder contour, but I decided to save the money and just buy this because I didn't want to go overboard yesterday. But I'm a big fan of this. It's around $30, and the packaging's just so cute too. And the final thing that I got was my favorite mascara. It's called Better Than Sex by Too Faced. I'm a really big fan of Too Faced as a company, but this is my favorite mascara I've ever had. This is rivaled by the They're Real lashes by Benefit, but for me, I do not like when I have a hard time getting my mascara off because I feel like it's very damaging for my eyelashes to try to scrub off the mascara. So this comes off very easily, and it really does make a huge difference. I've been using just telescopic lashes from L'Oreal, which, trust me, for a drugstore brand, it's my favorite one, but it just doesn't cut it. Once I used this today, I was like there's so much hype around this product, and I was like, you know, it's been a while since I've used it, months, you know, probably 6 months, and I'm like, you know what, like, I can't believe the hype. Like, I wasn't even believing my own hype, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I thought that this was awesome, but like, can it really be worth $23 because it's expensive? But I used it today and I was like, okay, now I see where I got it. Like, it actually really is an amazing mascara. It makes your eyelashes look super voluminous and long. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. If you want to splurge on some mascara, that will make a huge difference, because I always buy 2 tubes. Like, at the grocery store, I'll buy a tube of lengthening and a tube of volumizing, so that equals about $23 anyway. So I figure, why not just get one mascara that does it all, and just, you know, allocate your resources differently. So that's what I did, and I am really happy that I did. And one last thing that I got at Sephora, I forgot to mention it, Urban Decay came out with these brand new liquid lipstick shades. So this is the Urban Decay Vice Liquid Lipstick. It's what I have on my lips right now. It's in the shade Comfort. No, it's not. It says Comfort Matte, but it's in the shade like 1993. Yeah, 1993. So it's in the shade 1993. It's a very brown lipstick. I put in 2 coats of it, so it's very deep right now, but it can also be lighter like it is within my lip. I don't know if that makes any sense, but It's a beautiful color. The girl that I saw at the store, I was like, what lipstick are you wearing? And she showed it to me. So it came out like 2 days ago. So I am a huge fan of it. It's very, very beautiful. I'm obsessed with like these mauve colors, but I've never had one that's like a deeper brownish. So it's very sassy and I'm a huge fan of it. It's like just a spicy color, you know what I'm saying? So it goes very well with all the shades in my Modern Renaissance palette, which is key for me because I love to match my lips to my eyeshadow, especially in tones. So if it's a warm tone, I want to match warm with warm. So just look how beautifully like this color fits in with this palette, you know? Like you could pair it with anything and it looks good. You know what I'm saying? So big fan of this, and I just use it, if I use a lip liner with it, I use my MAC liner. So yes, that's everything. So now I'm gonna jump into my favorite makeup products right now, the ones that I'm absolutely obsessed with, the ones that I can't live without, and here they are. So I told you about my face makeup that I got. I'm a huge fan of that. So I'm just gonna go in order of really how I would use them. So the first one is this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And I've had this bottle for a while. It lasts a very long time. It's kind of expensive. I think it's around $30. But it lasts a really long time because you only use a bit. I put this on as a primer, so I'll put this on before I do my tinted moisturizer. And then I also use it kind of as a setting spray, but it really just freshens up your makeup throughout the day if you need it. And I also feel like it makes the powder set in a little bit better. So, and it just gives you kind of like a very dewy look and it's very pretty. So I'm a very big fan of this. It's Smashbox Primer Water. Showed you my face routine. And then I also really love that Benefit Hoola contour shade. As far as blush, I'm a huge fan of this Tarte Exposed. I've talked about it before. All of this really you've seen in my past videos, but this is a beautiful shade. It's like a rosy shade. It looks beautiful on all types of skin tones. I have it on right now. It's very subtle, but it's buildable. So if you want to have a more dramatic cheek, it's just a great color and it looks beautiful all seasons too. It's not like too bright and it's not too dark, so I'm a huge fan of that. The holy grail for me for highlighters is the Becca Champagne Pop. Looks like this. And it is just so gorgeous. I mean, it's kind of got a peach gold tone, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I have it on now. Just a little bit on my cheekbones, and it is just the most beautiful color. I'm a huge fan of like gold toned highlighters rather than just silver, so I absolutely love that one. For my lips, my 4 favorite products. For one, I love the EOS stick of chapstick. I don't really like it in the egg form because I feel like not enough product gets on your lips and it's kind of drying, but this comes off a lot easier for some reason, and it just, I love mint flavored chapsticks and it's just really nourishing for my lips, whereas I feel like the egg version is not the same formula for some reason. So I'm just a huge fan of this and it's a beautiful color. Another thing for everyday makeup, Tarte makes these things called Lippy Lingerie, and it feels like a chapstick. It goes on like a chapstick, but they have all kinds of colors, and it's something to wear if you just want to accentuate your lips and not wear much makeup. It's great because it doesn't look like you're wearing lipstick, which I like. Sometimes lipstick can be a little over the top for some looks. So this is in the color Pure. And they have tons of colors, and I'm a huge fan of all of their shades because they're just really pretty and more of a natural look. Another thing that I really love, especially for matte lipsticks, but really all lipsticks in general, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Primer. So I am all out of this, but it's... Have you ever tried to put on chapstick and then you put on matte lipstick and it just slides around, like it doesn't really work? But then you put matte lipstick by itself and your lips look kind of like the Sahara. Well, this is the perfect medium because it allows like a barrier between your lips and the lipstick, but it still lets the lipstick function as it's intended to. So if it's a matte lipstick, it's going to be matte. It's going to look how it's supposed to. So I'm a huge fan of this. It keeps your lips hydrated and keeps everything in place for longer. And it's not really something that you would necessarily think about, but the lip primer is key for me for a lot of my looks. And finally for the lips, my all-time favorite ever in the entire world is this Marc Jacobs lip liner. This is in the color Primrose, and they're always sold out of it everywhere that I go because I always try to stock up on it because for some reason I think the world's going to end or they're going to stop making it. I don't know, but the reason I love this lip liner is because it perfectly matches my lips. If you can do anything, I would highly recommend finding a lip liner that matches your lips, because on the days where I don't want to wear any makeup, but I want a little something something, what I've been doing lately is I just have no makeup on, but I'll line my lips with this color, put on some chapstick, I look like a new human, okay? It's like the best trick I've ever come up with. I mean other people do these things, but I find them myself, and I think that I'm the inventor, so we'll just go with that. But I'm a huge fan of this. Gorgeous color. It's matte and it's beautiful. I would highly recommend trying this. If it doesn't work for your skin tone, they have like 3 other shades, but I just love the consistency. I love the fact that it stays. I love the packaging. I'm not a sucker for packaging, but I appreciate packaging. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't buy something just because of the packaging, but branding, being in business and studying business, it makes me appreciate branding and the work that goes into it. So packaging for me, it is a big factor. Okay, now let's move on to eyes. So first of all, for eyebrows, I have 2 products here that are my holy grails. This is kind of a newer one. It's called the Smashbox Brow Tech Matte Pencil in dark brown. It's got a very fine tip crayon that just screws up, and on the other side there's a little spoolie. So when I use this, I take off both ends and I just switch them out really quickly. So for me doing my eyebrows, that's important because you don't want to have to pick up your pencil, do something, oh wait, I need the spoolie, pick something else up. So I like that I can just go really fast and then I just bang bang pop them back on. So I'm a big fan of this because I like to have a more natural looking brow on my face, especially every day. I don't like to have Instagram eyebrows or the eyebrows that look like they're drawn on. I want them to look more natural, so I draw basically like hairs, like I draw lines wherever my eyebrows are sparse, and this is the perfect tool for that. So I can line my eyebrows with it with a very thin line, and then I can also draw in some definition. So this is my favorite brow product I've ever had. Oh, but I also really love the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder Duo. That was my first brow product, and it was my absolute favorite for the longest time. So I still love that. I'm just going for a different look these days, but I've used that since I was probably in high school. I was probably a junior or senior in high school. Before anyone even knew how to do brows, I was already like drawing those puppies. So I am a huge fan of that too. So I would recommend trying that out as well. My second brow product is this Great Lash Clear Mascara. Anastasia Beverly Hills makes a clear brow gel. I'd like to try it because I think it probably has a little bit more staying power and structure. But this is perfect because it's very inexpensive. You can get this at a drugstore. And I just use this all the time to make sure that my brows are going in the direction that I want. So I brush it up in the middle, and then out on the sides and smooth it down on the tails. And it just makes my hairs kind of separate so that you can really, they're very defined, and they also stay exactly where I want them to be. So I like having the whole, like, you know, kind of mismatched hair in the center and then moving as it goes out. So I really think this is an essential product for everyone. So those are my 2 brow products. As far as eyes, I have 2 products again. So this is the Tarteist clay paint liner. So I like this because it comes with a little brush. It's a little, goes at an angle like that. You can see. It's got a very fine tip. And what I like about this is it's kind of like a clay pot, if you've used that before, but it comes out, clay pots get really hard. Do you guys like struggle with that? Like I've had that happen to me so many times, like an expensive ass like Anastasia Beverly Hills gel pot or whatever they call it, clay pot. But it dries out really quickly and it can get oversaturated. So this is awesome because it comes out on this little like plate. There's a hole in the center of it and it comes out into there, so you just squeeze a little bit and then you can spread it onto your brush on the plate and then paint it on. It gets a second to get used to. It's kind of hard at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's like you can create the most beautiful eyeliner looks. And my most important key factor about it that I love is that it is completely matte. I do not like any kind of shimmer or grayness or sheen in my eyeliner. I want it to be black as night, okay? So that's really why I truly love this liner. And last but certainly, most certainly, not least, is my new palette that I use all the time. It's the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. As you can tell, I'm a huge fan of that brand. I love Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think that they are the OG in eyebrow products, okay? And I just think that I really like their direction that they go. I feel like they're very on trend and they align very much with my style and the things that they put out. So this is what the palette looks like. I love the color. It's baby pink. I'm like obsessed with baby pink these days. I just think that it's such like a feminine, beautiful color. It just like gives me a good feeling. Like I love lavender, but I've also moved on to baby pink now. So I love the color of it. The one thing that I have to treat it so gently and be careful where I put it because it's like a velvet texture, which doesn't really, okay, like this, you know, like NARS products, like they are this matte, like really, what's the word? Like it's just got a texture that you know what I'm talking about if you know what NARS products feel like. And it just catches on to freaking powder like a mug. Like it's like you can't get rid of it. Like once you get any kind of face powder or anything on a NARS product, like it's orange for the rest of your life. And I hate that. I don't like that consistency. It looks beautiful and it feels so good when you touch it, but then you get stuff on it and you're like, wow, I need to throw this away. You know what I mean? So this kind of makes me nervous in that way because it's super soft and I already got some stuff on it and I don't know how because I like hide it from all my other makeup. I'm like, you guys don't touch her. Like this is the one thing you're not ruining. But still there's stuff on it. Anyways, I love this because of the color choices in this palette. You know how sometimes you'll get a palette and you're like, I really love these colors, but then I will never use these colors. You know, I feel like that happens a lot to me. That's why I don't really, I guess I do kind of have a lot of palettes, but I don't really like buy myself palettes because there's always like one or two colors that I'm in love with and then the rest of them I'm like, they're okay. But this one, there's literally not a single color on here that I wouldn't use. I love purples, I love oranges, browns, and they literally have everything. Like sometimes I just like, I find a color that I haven't even discovered yet and I'm like, wow, like I like that one. You know what I mean? Like there's so many on here. There's such a good range and a good variety, but they're all, the one thing that kind of ties them all together is that they're all very warm and just beautiful. Like these colors really are beautiful. I really like the consistency of it. At first it can get a little bit powdery. You know how sometimes when you use a product and at first too much product comes off all the time, you're like, no, like slow down, you know? So if that's happening here with these two, I think it might be because I've been using them a lot, but they get really powdery, but I feel like after you use them for an extended period of time, then they're back to normal. But I love these colors. I love the way that they look right now. I have like a very, very simple raw sienna in my crease and that's it. But I love this palette. It's beautiful and I just rave about this palette. So, big fan. That wraps everything up for this little makeup video for you guys. Let me know if there's any questions that you have. I know that some things I included the price, but then other things I didn't. So if you guys want to know what prices are or things like that, feel free to ask me or just Google it. That's my answer to everything. Whenever someone asks me a question that I don't know, I'm like, Google it. So yeah, if you guys need my help, I will be happy to help you. But pretty self-explanatory. Like I said, everything that I showed you today, I'm absolutely in love with. It's kind of like my holy grail stuff. I have other things, obviously, that I love, but when I was thinking, like, what are my favorite things, these are what came to mind. So I grabbed them. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you soon. I have tons of new videos coming out, as I have mentioned a million times. But yeah, woo, woo, woo. Everything's going really good. So I just really appreciate you guys subscribing and liking this video if you get the chance. It really helps me out, gets the word out about these things, and you know, just makes my day, obviously. So I will edit this video, get it out to you as soon as possible, and yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.